We're making a chocolate chip cookie cake Christmas wreath. We're transforming this oversized cookie into a holiday masterpiece, with piped on swirls of green buttercream frosting mimicking the lush greenery of a Christmas wreath, bright red holly berries, covered in festive holiday sprinkles with a light sprinkling of fine gold sanding sugar to give it that sparkling, elegant finish. A great dessert for any family gathering or even a whimsical gift for that special someone. Let's get started. First things first, we need 3/4 cup of salted softened butter, half a cup of packed light brown sugar, and half a cup of granulated sugar. We're going to beat this together until well combined. Next goes in 1 large egg, 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and 1 teaspoon of salt. I'm using pink Himalayan salt, but regular salt is totally fine. Give this a good mix. As a side note, you can find a list of ingredients and directions posted down below in the video's description box. For the rest of our dry ingredients, we need 1 tablespoon of cornstarch and 1 3/4 cup of all-purpose flour. Mix until combined. Also to note, this is a very stiff cookie dough. Give it a good mix to ensure everything has been fully mixed in. You might even need to grab your spatula to scrape down the sides. We're going to give everything one quick final mix. Lastly, we need roughly 1 cup of semi-sweet chocolate chips, more or less, whatever you prefer. We're going to mix this in by hand and then we're ready for the next step. Okay, grab your 9-inch cake pan and either spray it down with some nonstick cooking spray, or you can use a pat of butter like I'm doing and wipe down the inside using a paper towel. This looks good. To ensure our cookie cake pops right out, I'm going to line the bottom with a sheet of parchment paper. This just guarantees I won't have to fight with my cookie cake later. All that's left is to dump out our cookie dough and press it evenly all along the bottom of our cake pan. I also like to use an extra piece of parchment paper to keep the dough from sticking to me. I also like to use the back of a measuring cup to sort of help smooth out the dough. As an added extra touch, take a few extra chocolate chips and press them into the top of your cookie dough like so. Press them in point side down so we can see their flat bottoms. This looks so good and it's not even baked yet. Into a preheated oven at 350 degrees for 21 to 23 minutes depending on your oven. I took mine out right at 21 minutes. Let your cookie cake completely cool down before trying to remove it from the cake pan. This might take about an hour. To remove your giant cookie, run a spatula along the edge to help release it from the pan. And it should pop right out. Not bad. To make the buttercream frosting, we need 2½ cups of powdered sugar, half a cup of unsalted softened butter, half a teaspoon of vanilla extract, and 1 tablespoon of heavy cream. We're gonna mix this until nice and smooth. Okay, here's where I goofed up. I decided to add in an extra half a cup of powdered sugar because it just looked too soft. And I was worried it wasn't going to hold its shape, and as you'll see later, that was definitely not the case and I should have just left it alone. I'll show you what I mean later. In the meantime, be sure to scrape your bowl and check for any unmixed lumps of butter. We want our frosting nice and smooth. One final mix, just to be sure. For our frosting colors, I'm going with this gel food coloring. Gel food coloring is thicker and more concentrated than liquid food coloring, resulting in richer, more vibrant colors. This brand is from Hobby Lobby, and if you don't have a Hobby Lobby near you, the brand AmeriColor is also one of my favorites, which can be found on Amazon. We only need about a tablespoon or so of this red, not much. This will be for our holly berries. Once all of your frosting has been thoroughly mixed, we're going to transfer the 2 green colors into piping bags fitted with an M1 piping tip. For the red frosting, I'll just be using a number 2 piping tip. To make the wreath, choose either of the green colors to start with and pipe on a little, I don't know, I think they're flowers or rosettes. Being sure to stagger them something like this. We're going to go back in with the other green color and fill in those negative spaces. As you can see, I'm not the best frosting piper, but that's okay. Because we're going to cover a lot of our mistakes with the red holly berries and sprinkles. Speaking of sprinkles, I picked up this container from Walmart in their seasonal baking area. Most of their stores usually set up an area dedicated to just holiday themed baking stuff, directly out of the main baking aisle. And since it's the holiday season and we really want our cookie cake to pop, we're going to heavily cover our cookie cake in these festive holiday sprinkles. And to finish it off, to really make it pop, we're going to add on a sprinkling of gold sanding sugar. This stuff really doesn't pick up good on camera, but in person it catches the light and just makes everything sparkle. It's very pretty. Now for my mistake, as you can see on some of the rosettes, the edges of the frosting look a little jagged and a bit rough. A mistake that could have been avoided had I not added in that extra bit of powdered sugar. But it's okay, it still looks very pretty. Let's have a slice. Doesn't that look delicious? Here's an ingredients list. Thanks for watching, and if you like this video, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out, and I'll see you all in the next video.